I have to say, I'm
Mr.
a huge
Ostermiller?
fan of Judge Simpson.
I'm
I
sorry.
watch his YouTubes all the time. He's fantastic, and I'll shut up now.
Your Honor, I have serious concerns about this defendant following any orders, to be honest, from the victim advocate earlier that day before Mr. Ostermiller, I'm speaking. Do not speak.
But no, like, who
Mr.
are you?
Ostermiller, please stop. Please stop.
So,
Okay.
so the
Can she
victim
just
asked
say who she is?
Mr. Ostermiller.
Mr. Ostermiller.
Boy, this does not go down this plan.
No.
The content presented in this video is intended for commentary, analysis, and educational purposes, and is protected under the principles of fair use as defined by U.S. copyright law. Today, we revisit the unforgettable tale of a male defendant who made quite the splash during his first appearance in front of the Honorable Judge Cedric Simpson. In a remarkable turn of events, this defendant, who initially oozed arrogance and obnoxiousness, has undergone a miraculous transformation in just 1 week. This self-proclaimed biggest fan of Judge Simpson had a rather rude awakening during his first appearance when the judge slapped him with contempt of court for his shenanigans. But now, a week later, after a brief stint behind bars and a healthy serving of humble pie, the defendant's demeanor is as different as night and day. His arrogance has been replaced by a newfound humility that's written all over his face and evident in his body language. Oh, how the tables have turned. One can only wonder how this appearance will turn out for the defendant. Stay tuned to find out.
Court does call the case of the People versus Jeffrey Ostermiller.
Caitlin Kirby on behalf of the people.
Silvana Reed, Assistant Public Defender with and on behalf of Mr. Ostermiller. Sir, could you state your name for the record?
Jeffrey Ostermiller.
Thank you.
All right. And where are we on this case?
So in the underlying case, Mr. Ostermiller is planning on pleading no contest today. I would like to address bond, though, once it is relevant.
He's pleading. Did you send us a police report?
I did.
All right. Mr. Ostermiller, can you raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear or affirm testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
State your name again for the record.
Jeffrey Ostermiller.
All right. You can put your hand down. Sir, it is this court's understanding you're going to plead no contest to the charge of domestic violence. That is a misdemeanor punishable by up to 93 days in jail, $500 fine plus court costs. Do you understand that?
I do.
Do you understand what a no contest plea is?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Let me explain two things about a no contest plea that you need to understand. The first thing you need to understand about it is it means that you're not further desirous or wanting to contest this charge. Do you understand that? Thank you.
Yes, Your Honor.
Second thing you need to understand is that for purposes of sentencing, the court will treat you the same as though you had pled guilty. You understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Basis for the no contest plea?
Potential civil liability.
Sir, to the charge of domestic violence, how do you plead?
No contest.
You understand that by pleading no contest, you'll not have a trial of any kind.
I do. Understand.
Because of that, you're giving up certain rights. You're giving up your right to call witnesses to speak for you at trial or to have this court compel their attendance. You're giving up your right to see, hear, and question all witnesses against you at trial. You're also giving up your right to be a witness for yourself or to remain silent, not have that silence used against you. And you're giving up your right to be presumed innocent until proven guilty beyond a reasonable doubt.
I understand.
You understand you're giving up your right to appeal outright.
I understand.
All right. Are you on probation or parole?
No, Your Honor.
Has anybody promised you anything other? Well, see, nothing stated on the record. Has anybody promised you anything to get you to plead no contest?
No, Your Honor.
Anybody threaten you or coerce you?
No, Your Honor.
You're doing this voluntarily?
Yes. Yes, Your Honor.
And of your own free will?
I am.
All right. Court has been provided Pittsfield Township Department of Public Safety report Based upon a review of that report, the court does find that there's a sufficient factual basis in which the court could determine the defendant guilty of this offense. Counsel, have I complied with the court rule?
Yes, Your Honor.
Defense is also satisfied.
Court will accept the defendant's plea of no contest to this charge. Defendant is referred to probation for a pre-sentence investigation and report. Sentencing in this matter will be
October 16th at 12 p.m.
October 16th, 2023, 12 noon. As to bond.
Thank you. Your Honor, I understand that this case has been quite interesting in the last week here. I believe that all of the events in this case, given both the underlying facts of the case, the bond violation, as well as what happened during last week's hearing, are all a result of Mr. Ostermiller's relapse. He has been in recovery. He would like to state an apology to you, and I know he'll be able to give you more details, but I know that he's been engaged with going to AA meetings for quite some time. He also has been doing an intensive outpatient program, and obviously he had a pretty severe relapse, and that is the reason that his behavior had fallen out of line. He is very apologetic. He has reached out to the intensive outpatient program that he's been working with, and they did confirm that if he is able to be released, that he can get back engaged with their services immediately. And I do think that that is what is in his best interest for his recovery. He is willing to comply with any conditions that you would impose upon him to allow him to be released today. So that is our stance. And again, I believe that Mr. Ostermiller would like to give you his apologies personally as well.
Mr. Ostermiller.
Yes, Your Honor. Ms. Reed said an awful lot of it, but yeah. During my last appearance, I was disruptive and extremely disrespectful to this court. I'd like to apologize both to the prosecutor and especially to you, Your Honor, and offer you my assurances that it will never happen again. Ms. Reed was correct. This was a direct result of a relapse that started around Friday, September 8th. And to be quite frank, I got complacent in my recovery and got to a point where I felt it was okay if I could have a few, and that is obviously not the case. So this past week that I've been here in jail, as she mentioned, I reached out to the head of the IOP program that I'm in, and she said that once I'm out, I could start back up in the program as soon as this evening if possible. And I plan on continuing on with that, as well as attending both of the AA meetings that I do daily attend.
Anything from the people?
Your Honor, it was evident at the last hearing that Mr. Ostermiller was under the influence of some kind of substances. I understand his history with substance abuse. I don't have an objection to him being released to treatment, but I would ask for a GPS tether with the hot zone as the facility so that if he leaves, that we are alerted immediately.
No, the program he is in is an outpatient program.
I'm sorry, I thought you said inpatient. So would he be
intensive outpatient?
Okay, so would he just be staying at home and going to the program, or?
That is correct.
Okay, so
I don't think he would be opposed to a GPS tether with the hot zone of the residence, so that we can be sure that he's not going there.
Right, but that's not the only way that contact is occurring.
Correct, Your Honor. So I would ask if he is going to be going to the treatment, I would ask for release with scram tether. And I would also ask for a GPS tether with home confinement, an allowance to go to the intensive rehab facility, and that's it.
Mr. Ostermiller, I don't know what that was that we saw before on September 11th. You were absolutely out of control.
Agreed.
And what worries me is if I release you, even with the conditions of home confinement with the scram tether, I don't know whether or not you can really comply. That's the court's concern. So I'm just going to be straight and up front with you on that. Here's what I'm going to do, and I'd ask Miss Polaris here to get down and see him as soon as you are available to do so. But I'm going to continue your bond at this point as denied. I will reassess that, and counsel, feel free after that the PSI happens. Then certainly you can reach out and fashion an order that I can sign, or reach out to the court and have him brought before the court so we can address it again. But I'm reluctant to do anything until such time as Ms. Polaris touches base with him. So I'm going to continue his bond as denied, and we'll work it that way. Okay. You understand that, Mr. Ostermiller?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
We have to wait for the next jail, correct? All right.
You're all set, Mr. Ostermiller. I'll come visit you.
All comments, viewpoints, interpretations, and insights expressed in this video are for education and entertainment purposes. All individuals featured in the video are to be presumed innocent until proven guilty in a court of law. Please do not attempt to contact, locate, or engage with any individuals featured in the video.